Nothing else is going to sound like this album.
This record is about war.
I think this album speaks to how we feel about it.
The last album was the pursuit of heaviness, and with this one, I think we've really achieved it.
The first time I saw The Infamous was in Sherwood Park at Festival Place. Yeah, I was struck by kind of how theatrical everything was and like how big production everything seemed to be. Although things are still theatrical and things are still bombastic, I think that the way that this album is different from the rest of the catalog is that the aggressiveness is kind of dialed up far more.
This album is much more intense, much heavier than the previous album.
A lot of different metal influences, darker lyrical content.
It was stressful and exciting.
It's the most athletic album we've ever done. It's mean.
This record is about war. War seems to be a universal thing. At the same time, the best you can do is tell the stories, help people to understand that war is not the be-all and end-all, and hopefully there's always something better at the end.
Based on the current state of the world, I think that affects us all to a degree. Like, there's a lot of empathy in this band.
It's a relevant message today, even especially today, even if it was a few years ago.
I wanted to make sure that the vision of this album was, well, just that. It was the album. It's easy to listen to that mix and then want to compare it to, things that sound close.
We could sound like, Ghost, or we could sound like Boston. And then he said, I don't want to focus on sounding like other people because this doesn't sound like other people. So that's going to live in my head forever.
I honestly don't have a favorite song. They're all really good.
In an era of albums being undervalued for the sake of, dropping new content every single day, I really hope that an album this dense, rich, and complex gives people the experience that I had when I was growing up, which is to say I would grab an entire, CD and I would listen and read all the lyrics and I would sit there and listen to the whole thing. And if any album that I've worked on is going to do that, it's probably going to be this one, because this one has a lot to say and it's pretty well engineered to hopefully give the listener that experience. If I were to give this album an Xbox achievement, it would be most hardware space. It's long.